There are a lot of reasons to raise quail. In today's video, I'm sharing my top 5 reasons why we've chosen to raise quail on our homestead instead of the typical chickens. Hey friend, if you're new here and we've not met, my name's Hope. My husband Michael and I are transitioning our homestead from the typical chickens and pigs and whatever animals to quail, and we're hoping to make it pretty exclusively quail. And one of the reasons we're doing that is because we are both approaching 60 and know that we need to get our homestead into a state where we can manage it easily, and if something were to happen to one of us, one person can manage it completely alone. So that is the number one reason why we are choosing quail, because they are just so easy to manage. They take up very little space and they're a very gentle, docile bird. I definitely have had my own encounters with chicken roosters who've attacked me or chased me, and I've had a little run-in or two with a pig, but I've never had any issues with a quail. And at most, one might just kind of reach through the bars of their enclosure and kind of peck at me a little bit. Mostly, that's about just trying to get my attention and saying, hey, how about a little food over here? It was important to me to have a gentle bird that I really can enjoy. Today, I brought a few chicks to share with my grandson, who's not even 2 years old yet. And these are probably 3 or 4 day old chicks that I brought to him, and he was able to handle them, put them back into their enclosure, and just really is learning a lot about counting and colors and textures, and it's just so much fun seeing him get so excited about them. So I love that it's such an easy, gentle bird that I know that children, guests, are not going to be hurt by them. The second thing I really like about quail is that they're really very inexpensive birds. They're relatively efficient with their feed and only consume about an ounce of crumble per bird per day. I know that our chickens, especially when we have meat chickens, they ate a whole lot more than that. Now, granted, we did get a lot more meat than we do from the quail, but they are pretty efficient at utilizing their feed. They basically need to be fed twice a day, unless you have a feeding system. In that case, you may just only need to check on your birds once a day. However, I really enjoy watching our birds, so I like to stay close to them and observe their personalities and their characteristics and wait for eggs. The fourth thing that I like is the fact that because they take up so small space and they are relatively quiet, you can have quail in a lot of different living situations. You could have them on a carport, in a garage, even in a basement, possibly even keep them on a balcony in an apartment. Chances are your neighbors won't even hear them or know that you even have them. While many HOA neighborhoods have restrictions against chickens, usually they don't include quail in that equation. So you can get a lot of quail under the radar without breaking the rules. Also, I love the fact that the hutches can be built in a pretty portable manner so that if you ever move, they can go with you pretty easily. They don't require barns or extensive fencing, which also affects the amount of money that you have to invest in them. The fifth thing, and probably is actually my number one reason for really enjoying quail, is the fact that they are so beneficial. You can raise quail for meat, and processing them is super easy. You can gather eggs and sell those, use those in your own kitchen, make pickled quail eggs to sell, or even sell hatching eggs. There's so many different ways to utilize them and enjoy them. So I'm curious if you're thinking about quail or if you're raising quail, what is your number one reason for choosing quail over any other farm animal?